extended another 2 weeks of lockdown. No choice. We have to stay at home, stay safe. And now, today we have our speaker, Mr. Amrith Lal, and he's a chartered accountant. And I hope you all very well know about the topic: how to sail through financial crisis and managing finances better and scale up from MSME to MNC. So that's going to be our topic. Well, in order to say more about our speaker, he's a qualified chartered accountant and currently a partner of KRT and Co, practicing chartered accountant for past 5 years, and he's having 30 plus strong interns and staffs operating in two cities, Chennai and Tirupati. And here he's having a very big mission of creating 500 new and young entrepreneurs by March 2021. So we are very much happy, and he's also one of my good friend. And I'm inviting now Amir bro to take the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bharti. Thanks for the opportunity. I'll just get into the session. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah. Yes, bro, can.
Okay. So, good morning all, for all the participants out there. I'll start the session. The session is all about managing our finance and accounts better. But finance and accounts is a base that we all know. But there are a lot of other things also to be taken care, because see, Corona is for the first time the nation is facing, and totally the economy is having a huge impact. Okay, so I'll just start with a short story first. It's about a frog, where you can see the picture. So if you can see the picture, sometimes all what you can do is just hang on. So we know the situation how it is. So what actually matters right now is our attitude and how positive we are. That is what is all required. 1 second. Bharti, can everyone go on mute, please? A lot of participants are not on mute. I'm able to hear a couple of voices.
Amrit bro, are you line?
Bharti, are you there?
Yes, bro. Now we can hear you.
Okay,
perfect, bro.
Okay, so the frog, I'll just quickly share. So the frog has started climbing the tree. Everyone was saying, please don't climb, you will fall. It's a long tree, but the frog did not hear at all actually. So what actually happened was the frog reached till the end, and it shouted that I've reached on top, and it was sharing. So basically how the frog was able to go on top was, a lot of them think that we can't do a lot of things, and we most of the time get carried away by what people say. So people say a lot of negative things, and people say it is impossible. But the reason frog, why it was able to climb even out of all of people telling a lot of things, that it was actually deaf. So since the frog was deaf, it carried till the top. So basically the message is, a lot of people say a lot of things. If you're deaf to all the negative thoughts and just focus on what is positive and hang on there, definitely things can happen. That is what the story of a frog. And we all know chameleon. So chameleon, what we actually know is it keeps changing the color to attack the prey. But actual reason for chameleon to change colors is first to survive. Actually, so in order to survive, it actually changes the color, and attacking the prey is only a secondary as a survival. So the message here is basically the situation is changing every day. As a business owner, entrepreneurs, we need to adapt ourselves, change according to the situation, change our colors accordingly, and adapt so that we can do according to the situation. That is what story which I thought I will start with. So listening, I would request all to listen as if you're listening for the first time, because a lot of them have a lot of things running in their mind. So if you just clean your slate and listen as if you're listening for the first time, you would be able to appreciate a lot of things. So as we got the news yesterday, lockdown has continued for next 14 days. And see, it's all about safety, because health comes first. Only when safety is there, we will be able to do business and other things. So the lockdown may continue till June, July, September. We don't know. No one has the right answer actually. So be prepared. Do not live in hope. So we use this golden opportunity of this lockdown. So I'll be sharing a lot of things where what you can do in lockdown and how you can strengthen your accounting and finance. So see, the situation right now, it's like more like an IPL rather than a one day or a test cricket. So if as a business owners, you have been playing your business as if as a test cricket. It's high time we actually change accordingly and start playing aggressively and according to the situation, because every day is changing. And if we don't act fast, so a lot of things will go out of our hand. So what they generally say is gone are those days where it is the survival of the fittest. So it's no longer survival of the fittest. It's basically survival of the quickest. So right now, if you see post-COVID or right now also, the people who are going to take lead, I'm talking about business owners who are going to survive on a long run basis, who will be able to survive is who are able to take quick action and adapt themselves accordingly and immediately. So that is where all this news and updation is definitely important, because I see a lot of them shutting off their news and isolating themselves because they see a lot of updates happening and a lot of things are happening. So I would request to focus on only what information you want, attend what webinars you want, and adapt accordingly. So play your game like an IPL, because what is different if you ask me, the market post COVID and before COVID, the business models and the way the business are going to operate are going to be totally different. So how different, if you ask me, the market approach is going to be the different, because a lot of strategies will come into place. All this brands and all the competition is going to be huge actually. So if you are thinking that how we were doing 5 years back or 10 years back, we will not be able to survive actually going forward. So we need to adapt accordingly, bring in new strategies. Our decision making needs to be very fast. Our action needs to be taken, and every action is important. And quick data driven action is required. See, a lot of them take a lot of actions based on gut feelings and based on their mind. So they think this is right and take action. But actually, if you see, data is very important. Data is the new oil, is what we have heard a lot of times. So quick data driven action is definitely required. So, and if you see, every action impacts the cash flow, be it direct or indirect. Whatever action you're going to take will definitely impact the cash flow. So every company and this financial are different. See, a lot of them have a conception that okay, my neighbor is adopting this strategy, I will also start adopting this strategy. But if you see, every company's financial statement is different. Every company's balance sheet is different. Every company's profit and loss is different. Every business owner's thinking itself is totally different. Even if you are in the same industry, in the same type of business, you cannot actually adapt what he is doing. So he may be doing a lot of things based on his financial statements strength. So you have to take action according to your strength, your capacity, your strength of the balance sheet, and do things accordingly. You cannot apply same for all the industries. So I've just split the entrepreneurs into three types. Right now, if you see, there are a lot of people who have gone into past. They're actually beating themselves and making themselves guilty as to I should have taken this financial decision. I should have done this right. I should have been more proactive. A lot of things where business owners are going through. So what my request is basically, water is already above your head. So if you focus on why I've got into the water, then it will not solve the purpose. So the focus should be coming up the water, save your business rather than thinking how deep you have gone. So the situation is in such a way that you have to respond and do not react. That is the request. So if you've gone into past, I would request don't go into past and beat yourself. So there are a lot of entrepreneurs where actually they are living into the present, where so as of now, if you see, what is in our control is only cost, because see, there is no sales and very few people are doing sales, maybe into e-commerce or online business. They are able to do the sales now, but predominantly 90% of the business, they are not able to do sales. So what is in our control as of now is only the cost in our hand, which is the fixed cost, like salary, rent. So at best, what we can do as of now is take action and reduce your fixed cost as much as possible for this month and next month, so that at least you can reduce your losses. And employees are our asset. So I would request, do not lose your key employees. It is a very sensitive situation. So be in a complete communication with your employees. Actually, a lot of them are asking, I'm confused as to what should I do now? What should be my first step? So I generally suggest that very important, a simple tool, it's called as SWOT, basically strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. So you just take a plain paper, start first writing down what is your strength, what is your weakness, what are the opportunities, what are the threats. Focus on your strengths. So and try to convert all your weakness into strength. Because see, if you see your competitor, he may be growing huge because he's slowly converting all his weakness into strength and seeing everything as an opportunity. As an entrepreneur, what we have to do is we have to see everything as an opportunity, and we have to say yes or no very carefully. If we, as a business owner, a lot of things what we do is we say yes to everything or say no to everything. So you have to take a calculative decision. See when you have to say. Engage your staff. So don't keep your staffs idle. There are a lot of things which can be done, like there may be a lot of process in your company. Try to bridge all the gaps, create whatever is not created. So teamwork is definitely important. Try to generate inquiries through branding and marketing. So we are seeing a lot of people where branding and marketing, they are doing really great. So it's time to generate inquiries, and maybe post lockdown, you can start your business. So don't waste this golden opportunity. Don't lose your sight. Don't lose your business, which you have built for so many years. I mean, putting in a lot of hard work. So, and also it's a time to bond with family. I'm sure last 40 days, you would have definitely bonded with your family. It's also time where you need to spend more on your business and bring a change within you and not outside. See, a lot of them, what they think is my situation is bad, or my employees are not right, or my vendors are not right, or my product is somewhat not okay. But generally, if you see, 99% of the problem actually is within us. So if we start focusing on our strength and our weakness, a lot of things can change. So actually, who are the business owners who are going to take lead is basically who are owning their future. See, a lot of times we have seen that we don't know what our future is going to be, what is when the lockdown will open. But my request is, as a business owner, it is a very important everyone should develop is which is called predicting the future and forecasting. Because if you see, a lot of industries, they have grown big because of a proper forecasting, and they're based on their experience. So we can't keep saying that the future is uncertain, because leaders always create their future. They don't follow. If see, in your industry, no one has done that, it's high time you actually take an initiative and do that. So that is required. And keep yourself updated with a lot of news and updates and economy, and see how it will impact your business. See, a lot of news is happening, but you should actually correlate and see with your business how it can impact. So it's time to bring your 2.0 version and for your business. Upgrade yourself, The future is all about skill. The one who is highly skilled and is taking proactive actions, so business will come to them. So it's high time if you can upgrade your skill. Technology will be even more important. See, we last 10 years we have seen how technology has grown. But if you see next 1 or 2 years, what has happened in the last 10 years will actually happen in next 1 or 2 years because of technology. It's going to be a rapid pace of technology. So as a business owner, we can't be in the traditional mode where I don't know technology, I can't operate a lot of things. So it's high time you actually adopt technology. And one more notion what about technology people have is it is costly. Only big companies can adopt technology. It's not like that. There are a lot of free softwares, free applications, or with a minimum cost where you can easily adapt the technology and do things faster. And you need not depend on people a lot. Definitely, technology cannot take away people. That is for sure. But you can put your people into a proper strategic role where you can develop your business. The data-driven decision is required. Prepare a short-term plan or budget, like how much should be my expenses. Accordingly, how much can I do sales? Bring in new strategies. Take no action no matter what. Because see, a lot of them, what they do is they keep listening to a lot of Zoom calls or a lot of videos or a lot of things. See, ideas are definitely important. Watching videos is definitely important. But that is only actually 1% of what is going to happen. 99% will happen only when you convert your ideas into implementation with the speed. So implementation is very, very important. So I would request all to focus on implementation than finding out a lot of ideas. See, I'm sure a lot of them would have got so many ideas as of now by hearing from a lot of them. What I would suggest is just note down 5 important ideas of yours. See what is priority. Block it one by one and start implementing. So you no longer just can't keep hearing things. So this is the base which I wanted to set, because this base is important for you to understand a lot of things and adapt yourself accordingly. So we'll go into more of into accounting and finance as of now. Accounting and finance. See, this is one area where a lot of them, what they think is it is very difficult to understand. I'm not able to understand accounting and finance. So what they do is they are totally dependent on their accountant or their auditors. So whatever you ask, they say my accountant will take care or my auditor will take care. See, actually going forward, you can't keep saying that. See, my style of speaking is where I generally be straight with the communication. It's not to put you down or give you a rosy picture, but I generally want to be straight so that at least it goes into people's mind and they take action accordingly. So the first step is to make accounting and finance easy, have the right accountant, because we see a lot of places where accountants are not equipped. The reason being, we just focus on their salary, like my budget for an accountant is only 10,000, 15,000. So they hire accordingly. So what my request is, don't compromise on a proper accountant. Have the right accountant, because then only then accounting and finance will be easy for you. Because accounting and finance, if you take for any business, it is like we say, right? Only if the basement is strong, the building will be strong. So basement stronger than building stronger. Basement weaker than building weaker. We have heard a lot of times, right? Actually, we see in business, accounting and finance is a base for any business, no matter what, even if it is a small or a big. Accounting, finance, how deep you ground yourself in your business, your building can be constructed as big as possible. So you would have seen a lot of business growing and scaling up huge. The reason being, there are a lot of things in place where accounting and finance is one of the key thing, where that basement, if it is strong, then you can start working on how to improve my sales, how can I do marketing, or how can I do a lot of things. So accounting and finance, keep it in mind that how deep you ground yourself into accounting and finance and start learning accounting and finance. It will help you in the long run, and you can do any business you want successfully. That is what is the power of accounting and finance. So as a business owners, we should know how to read a financial statements, because I've seen a lot of business owners, if you they take their balance sheet, their own company's balance sheet and profit and loss, and if you ask them something, they will be like, I don't know this, I don't know how has the auditor arrived on this. I should ask my accountant. So they don't know what it is. So I'm not saying it is a fault of an owner, but going forward, if there is the same attitude, definitely you will be finding it very difficult, because if you go to a bank also, bank will first see the balance sheet. So if the banker is asking you a lot of questions and you're not able to answer, definitely the probability of loan will be rejected. So there is a huge impact if you don't know to read your financials. So it's not that you have to know in depth about your accounting and finance or balance sheet, at least the basic, what is current liability, what is capital, a lot of things. So once again, Armugam, Bharti, are you there?
Yes, bro, I'm here.
I'm able to hear phone sound, Bharti.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll check, bro. So far, everything has been unmute. Sorry, mute already.
Okay. You just check yours.
Yeah, no calls for now.
Okay, because I see a lot of them maybe you would have joined later. They are not unmuted, Bharti.
Oh, I've kept in the settings mute all.
Okay, one second. One second.
Yeah. Again, I've done, bro. Okay, bro, your audio is not audible. Once again. Yeah. Now can we continue?
Okay.
Perfect, bro.
Okay.
Once again, bro. I think
Okay.
somebody has put a line or a mark on the presentation.
That's fine, brother. That's fine. We'll continue.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So, one second. So next important thing is why actually people find accounting and finance is difficult, because they're not engaging their auditors frequently. We have seen a lot of times where you ask yourself, when do you go to an auditor? So generally when people go to auditor is only when they want to file their returns. That is after the financial year is over and the last date is going to come in another 1 month or 2 months. Only then they go to the auditor. So my request is engage your auditor frequently, maybe monthly once or quarterly once, because you will you can share a lot of things with the auditor. You can share your business plan, you can share your projections, you can discuss a lot of strategies where the auditor can give you a direction. So my request is engage your auditor frequently and learn accounting and finance as much as possible, because going forward, if you're not equipped with accounting and finance and you keep depending on people, it's going to be really difficult. That is my request. So have the right accountant, engage your auditor frequently. Owner should know to read financials. And next thing is get your basics right. So always I generally keep saying is a lot of them learn a lot of things, but they actually don't focus too much on basics. They focus too much on in-depth on a lot of other things. So these are the few basic things. If you have to, as an owner, you have to get it right with respect to accounting and finances. First, you need to know the difference between accounting and finance. Accounting and finance are totally different functions, and accounting is just a recording of entries and having a proper vouchers. But finance is totally different. It's all about managing your cash flow, doing a capital budgeting, increasing your productivity, and I mean with respect to finance, how to bring in money, how to where to invest, how should I invest, when should I invest. A lot of other decisions are taken only in finance. So accounting is different, finance is different. That differentiation first you need to know. Second is cash flow and profitability. We are going to discuss on this, what it is. Return on capital employed, we are going to discuss on what it is. Costing of your product, how critical it is, we are going to discuss on this. Fixed cost and variable cost, what is the difference? How do we manage our working capital efficiently? So next is cash flow versus profitability. See, cash flow is very simple. It is whatever is coming in to the business, what is going out of the business. I'm talking about the money. Whatever money is coming inside, that is inflow. Whatever money is going out, that is outflow. If you are able to manage that efficiently, that is what is called cash flow management. So as a business owner going forward, and currently also, cash flow is very, very important, as we all know, because right now even paying salary is getting very difficult. So profitability is, we all know, it is after all our expenses, whatever is left is what net profit. And net profit, if you ask a lot of them, where is the net profit, they are not able to tell where is my profit sitting. Or if I ask you, can you take your profit out of the company, they are not able to take. Reason being, the profit is sitting in the either in the receivables or in stock or in bank, and it is most of the time stuck. So the profit should be in such a way that you're able to put into the business efficiently and keep rotating. So that is what is profitability. But cash flow is something beyond profit. It's basically managing your inflow and outflow. And going forward, you have to focus on how do I increase my inflow and manage my outflow accordingly. So right now there is only outflow, there is no inflow. So see if you can bring in some inflow by putting in some strategies or branding or marketing or something like that. So, and if you see going forward, lot of people will start giving discount. You take it any brand or you take any company, for sure they will be bringing down their cost. Reason being, there is a lot of sales which has been lost in last 2 months. So to catch up with that sales, definitely people will cut down the cost and try to sell whatever they have in hand. It's like all the textile shops, they are having a clearance sale. So definitely next 6 months it's going to be like that. So as a business owner, don't focus too much on profitability. Like, see, a lot of the owners are like very rigid on their profitability, like I should have 15% profit or I should have 10% profit. Always focusing on profit is definitely very, very good. But right now the situation is bad, and next 6 months we don't know when things will stabilize. So focus less on profitability. Even if you get 5 rupees profit, it's fine. Focus on volume also. So profitability, don't be too rigid. Even if you're getting at a lower profit, that is fine. Don't make losses, but at least make a minimum profit, that is fine. Don't be rigid on I want 20% profit or 30% profit. So focus more on cash flow, because money coming in now is always better than money coming in tomorrow. So that's what people keep saying. So bring in money flow inside the company should be as fast as possible. That is what is required. So if you ask me, how do I improve my cash flow? How do I bring in money, or how do I manage the cash flow? There are 15 pointers where I put in. So where you can actually improve your cash flow. So each of these items will actually help you improve your cash flow. So one is collaborative production. See, a lot of your friends may have idle capacity or a machine which is not utilized. You can try collaborating your production with them. So you may not have machinery. You are always planning to buy a machinery. Don't buy that. See if your friends or your people into same industry or whoever it is has excess production capacity, and you can do production with them. That is one option. A lot of things you can buy together. Say for example, 5 friends coming in together, buying the same raw material, because see, I may buy a raw material, say 1,000 quantities. But if 5 friends come together, they may buy 10,000 quantities, and you can actually demand the cost from the supplier. So that advantage will be there. So the cost will reduce. So if the cost reduce, automatically you will spend less. So if you spend less, obviously your cash flow will improve. So that is how you have to see in each and every way how you can actually improve your cash flow. So collaborative partnership definitely is the future actually. So we can't keep saying I will do alone, I will do things alone, I will not talk to anyone. You can't do like that. You have to collaborate with people. Like see, a lot of them, how they collaborate is they collaborate with a digital marketing company or a technology company, because technology is definitely important. So 50% if you collaborate with them, at least you can do products together. See, you have a good product, but you don't have technology. You can find out a technology partner. It's a win-win for both. So you can share your profits 50-50. So it's a kind of a win-win for both, because you don't have money to spend on technology. So for example, you can collaborate with a technology partner. It's as simple as that. So it's a win-win for both. Don't buy fixed asset. See, it's like if you buy a fixed asset, your money is blocked. See if you can lease, take on rental, because your money flow will be less. So raw material and product sourcing strategy. So you have to do some research, like identifying people, a place where your cost will be very less. See, it may be Karnataka, it may be Himachal Pradesh, wherever it is. See where you want to source your product. See, all along you have been sourcing from local because of want of time. You didn't have time to source where you are getting the best cost. Now it's high time where you actually start looking out where is the best cost you can get, because you have to reduce your cost. So strengthen your collection process, because a lot of them are actually finding it difficult to do collection. See, right now the collection is almost zero for a lot of them, because no one is ready to pay, and people don't have money to pay. That is the actual reason. So strengthen your collection process, because in finance and accounting, definitely collection is one area where definitely a lot of people lose out actually. So stock management is the another pillar of a working capital management, where you need to manage your stock efficiently. You can't keep having idle stocks all the time. So the speed of stock rotation is definitely important. See, there are a lot of tools for managing your stock, like just in time and managing your non-moving stocks. So you have to adopt that. Outsourcing the non-core. See, a lot of them, what strategy they use is they outsource their non-core activities like HR, accounting or something like that, because people focus only on their core, which is their strength. Say, for example, Hyundai company does not do everything on their own. The whole car is not manufactured by them. Each of the component, they have thousands of vendors whom they outsource their non-core, because their core is only design of the product, not building doors or sheets or something else. Outsource your non-core, because it is someone else's strength. It is not our strength. A lot of owners are in a mind that everything I should do. It's not like that. If you start doing everything on yourself, actually next 10 years also everything only you will do. So you can't scale up. So outsource your non-core, because there are experts over there, and they do for a lot of people, so they can buy technology and a lot of things. So outsource the non-core. Use your full production capacity, because I see a lot of them having a lot of machinery, but they use only 50% of the capacity. Try using your capacity 100%, because you can optimize your cost. Try to increase your shift. Recently, I saw a survey where they say next 6 months or 1 year, people have to work more hours for the able to catch up with things. So that is going to happen. Reduce and cut your wastage. So there are a lot of lean management techniques. It is simple techniques where you can cut down your wastage. Say, for example, your wastage is 10%. See how you can bring it down to 5% or 2%. Try to cut down your wastage. So something called 5S. It can be implemented in home also. It can be implemented in office also. Next is speed of production. So there's something called motion study. Motion study is basically for a product to be manufactured, it may take 5 days or 10 days to reach the customer. See how you can bridge down that gap. So if you're able to manufacture in say 2 days, 3 days, see how you can manufacture in 1 day. If you're able to manufacture in 1 day, see how you can manufacture in say 12 hours or 3 hours or 2 hours. So that speed of production definitely is important. You cannot speed up your production without having a proper process and technology. So you have to do a motion study and identify how much time it takes for each process. Cut down all non-value added items. See, a lot of times what we do is we give a customer a product or service, but a lot of times the customers don't want actually a lot of service accordingly. So see what actually customer wants and give only what he wants. It's you need not add a lot of things to make it a rosy product, something like that. So cut non-value added process in manufacturing. So that you may have say a six-step process for manufacturing or your service, whatever it is. See, this slide is all not just about manufacturing; it's all about service also. So see how we can adapt in service also. So in service, if we take to complete one activity, you may have 5 steps. See if you can do it in 3 steps, in 2 steps, in 1 step. Simplify your process. That is what is required. So do a cost-benefit analysis. Whenever you do an expenditure, think how you can actually cut down that cost. So implement more of preventive controls, adopt technology as a survival of the quickest and not the fittest. So this is are these few pointers where you can actually improve your cash flow. So know if you're earning the right profits for the capital investment. See, a lot of them have a doubt where, sir, I'm doing profits, but I don't know whether my profit is right or wrong, whether I'm making adequate profits. They see the profit percentage like 3%, 4% and get shocked. Sir, my profit percentage, net profit percentage is only 3%. I'm making really low profit. See, it's not about net profit percentage. because there are a lot of business where they do on volume. Say if you take steel business, the turnover is really huge, but the profit margin is only 2%, 1%. It is fine actually, because what you have to focus is not on net profit percentage, but actually on return on capital employed. So basically, you would have put in capital in your business. Say if you are running business for last 10 years and you put in capital every year, and profits get added to the capital. So on that capital, what is your return which has been got from the business? That is what you have to focus. So how do you calculate the return on capital employed? There is a formula which I've given. I'll be sharing you all this slide. I'm not going too detailed into this ratio. What I'm trying to say is this ratio is very important, where you will be able to identify how much is the return you are making in your capital invested. Because a lot of them may have a thought where, sir, I've invested 20 lakhs, but I'm not getting a proper return. So I might as well put it in the bank account, put it in a fixed deposit, just sit in my home and enjoy 5%, 4% interest. That thought may come for a lot of them. So imagine your business, you are getting a return on capital employed only say 3%. So definitely you have to look into that. If you're making a very low returns compared to a fixed deposit itself, there is no point in doing business. That is what you will get if you actually identify ROCE. It's called ROCE. A lot of them call it ROCE, ROCE, return on capital employed. So, and one more doubt a lot of them have that, sir, I'm borrowing loan from bank, but I don't know whether I'm borrowing too much, or whether my interest rates are proper or not. See, if you take a bank loan, ideal, interest rate should be around 9 to 13%, not more than that. But we see a lot of them actually taking loan like 18%, 24%, 36%. Actually, that is very, very risky. Maybe for a temporary 1 month, 2 months, that is fine to manage things. But you can't take a loan at 24% and or 18% and keep paying for 3 years, 5 years. Definitely, it's very difficult unless until you have a very highly profitable business where the net profit percentage is like 25%, 30, 40%. Then it is fine. But I see a lot of people who are earning a net profit percentage of 10%, 15%, going in for a bank loan for 12%, 15% interest rate. That is definitely risky, because you might be having a thought where, sir, I am actually earning, but only earning to pay the banker or pay your employees. 90% actually SMEs are into that mode. What they do is basically they run in order to pay to the banker and employees, and hardly get money for them. My request is you have to start focusing on doing things differently, where you are able to earn even after paying all your bank loans and employees. And how do you identify that? Is basically you have to pay your salary first. The owner has to take the salary first. See, it's all not about now. Once your things get stabilized, focus on this thing where actually a owner should take the salary first and then pay the employee, then pay the banker. But if you see now, the whole process itself is reverse. We pay the banker first, we pay the employee second. Finally, if money is left, we are very happy and we take the money. Actually, it should be the other way around. So this is all possible only if you have all the things right. See, entrepreneurship is all about that. So we have got into entrepreneurship knowing all that it is definitely there are risks are there, but the rewards are high. But it's like a bike actually. Bike has a lot of components. If something goes wrong, it takes a lot of time for us to identify where is the problem. That is where we have a mechanic, where we take our bike, we give it to the mechanic. In 5 minutes, he identifies where is the problem. So, but as owners, what we do is we actually don't even know our bike has a problem, and we keep driving that. That is what our problem. So there are so many things in bike itself where if your owner, if you start understanding where things are, you can actually alter things. That is what is required. Costing is very critical now and for the future. If you see, only 10% of the SME business owners do costing accurately. Costing is basically identifying what is your product's cost. There may be direct material, direct labor, indirect material labor, expenses, and a lot of things are there. If you do all this, you manufacture a product or have a product or service. Even for service, there is a costing. So people think only manufacturing companies have a costing. It's not like that. If you have any business, be it a trading, be it a retail, be it a wholesale, whatever it is, you have to do a proper costing on paper, not just keeping things in mind. Because going forward, if costing is not there, you're going to face a very, very big issue. I'll tell you an example. Say, for example, you have a product or service. The cost is say 100 rupees. You add a margin of say 10 rupees. You sell it for 110 rupees. Say, for example, tomorrow a customer comes. He asks you the product or service say for 101 rupees. 101 rupees. If you don't have a costing, generally what you will think is, I generally sell it for 110 rupees. Now the customer is asking for 101 rupees. Do I sell it or not? A lot of them will not sell because they think, okay, it's very low margin. I don't know whether it will cover my cost also. That fear will be there and they will not sell. And this is scenario one. Scenario two, if you see, a customer is coming to you, he's asking the product or service for say 99 rupees and your cost is 100 rupees. This cost I'm telling is you put it on paper and know the cost is 100 rupees, but a customer comes to you and asks for 99 rupees. Ideally, if you have done costing, you will say no to the customer because it is 1 rupee lesser than the cost itself. I'm not talking about profit also. It is lesser than 1 rupee cost. So ideally, you should say no. But generally, what we do in business is when we don't prepare costing, we take decisions according to our mood and according to the situation, according to the pressure. And we sell things just like that. So if you know costing, it is a real power. Actually, you can take decisions. Even you will know when to say yes and no very clearly when you have a costing. Because if you see, if you do costing only, you can compare with your competitors. What is his cost? What is my cost? So he's also dealing in the same product, same service, but he is able to bring down his cost very low, but I'm not able to bring down my cost very low. You can compare apple to apple only when you know costing is done. So definitely, it's the biggest advantage. If you have not done costing, it's high time you use this lockdown time to prepare a costing for each of your product, each of your service. It's definitely important because you will know where you stand. See, a lot of them, what they do is they will keep pumping in money into the business without knowing why money is required into the business. Actually, if you see, their costing might be very low. So because others are charging this, I'm also charging this. They will be into that mode only. They will not know that your selling price is less than your cost. Actually, a lot of clients I've seen, their costing is very high, but their selling price is actually lower than their cost and they're making losses and they're not even aware of that. So my friends, definitely, I don't want anyone to get into this type of situation. So do a costing. There's something called overheads. You need to allocate a lot of common expense might be there. You have to allocate a lot of things. So I will share to Bharati Raja the costing sheet. I have a costing template which is given by the institute. So you can start using the template and just fill what is the material, labor and expenditure. You will be able to arrive at the cost and you will know how much profit is to be added and what should be the selling price. So costing is very critical for now and the future because only if you reduce your cost going forward, you can at least survive and make some profits. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. So one more critical thing with respect to cost, what should be taken care is, if you reduce your costing, it should not impact your profits. That is also very, very important. See, a lot of them might think that, okay, I will reduce my cost, not an issue. But your profit should not be impacted because of that. Because costing has a big impact also where if you cut down a lot of things, your brand should not be impacted. That is also one area which you need to take care. So keep your fixed cost as low as possible. This is one area where you need to focus, where fixed cost, as I said, it's salary, rent, your business is happening or not. There are few expenses which needs to be taken care. So you have to focus on how you can reduce your fixed cost as low as possible. See, 50% of the business owner don't know what is their fixed cost for their business. So my request is take down a paper, write down what are your fixed costs for this month, next month. See, May started. So you should know in the month of May, what is my expenditure, what is going to be my outflow, how much should I pay, how am I going to pay, whether I'm going to take a loan, whether I'm going to generate sales and pay from that. So you have to start focusing on that. You cannot say I will not pay my salary or I will not do things. See, even your employees might have commitments. You have to look into that also. See, I had a discussion with my staffs 1 week back, saying this is the situation. This is what the salary which we can pay. So they accepted that and they gave a lot of ideas. So sometimes when you share with your employees, you get a lot of good ideas where even you can't think of. See, even few employees said, sir, we can take it later also, not a problem. So that is what the real power of employees when you share things. It's not that every decision you have to take. You should know which decisions to be taken together and what situation, what decisions are to be taken should be known. So at this point of time, you should be aware of your personal expenditure also and business expenditure also. So you don't lose your focus on your personal expenditure. There are a lot of personal expenditure where you take monthly fixed cost. So try to reduce that also. So there are few options to reduce your fixed cost. So I'll just share with you. One is defer or postpone your expense itself. So see if that expense is really required now. If it is not required, kindly postpone. Defer or postpone the payment. See, you may have funds. See, few people may have funds right now, but see if you can postpone few expenses. You can talk to your vendor and say that, see, my situation is like that. I can pay you little later, but just wait for some time. Communication is all what is important. See, a lot of them, what mistake they do is they don't communicate to their vendor's client at all. They will communicate only when they get a call from their client or vendor, and then they act. Actually, that should not be the way. You actually be proactive and call your vendor, client, whoever it is, be in communication. Next is ask for discount or price revision. See, going forward, definitely every customer is going to be asking you discount. So you should have an attitude of accepting that. So you can't keep saying that why is he asking discount? I'm giving so much of service, a really good service. Why is he still asking discount? See, it's not about the person, it is about the situation. He's asking discount so that at least some cost can be reduced. See, we also have gone to so many places. No matter what, in the end we ask discount, right? So it's the same thing. So ask discount or price revision. It's not bad. See, you might think that if I ask discount, what will my client think, or what will my vendor think? It's not like that. So alternative cost effective vendor. See, you may be having a vendor for last say 2 years, 3 years. See if you can shift to other vendor if the cost of the existing vendor is very high. So you can look out other people, negotiate existing terms and condition. So you may have a lot of terms and condition or a lot of services. See if you can cut down on few terms and conditions where you can reduce your cost or reduce your fixed cost. So do calculative expenses with quotation. Going forward, whatever you purchase, see if you can purchase from getting a quotation from 2-3 people and compare and see. So think frugally. The MSME is coming up with a lot of subsidies. Going forward also, I think definitely it will come. See if you can avail a few of the subsidies from MSME, not for all sectors, but few manufacturing sectors. So think frugally. See, frugally, what it actually means is do more with less. You have very less resources. See how you can make your best use of the existing infrastructure and resource you have. Say, for example, marketing staff in say healthcare or other place, they say your whatever is your salary into 10x, I should get my output. Accordingly, they put a target and something. So see if you can do a proper there's something called KRA KPI for employees, where what is required and what are the top priorities. They kind of a gamification kind of thing where KRA KPI is set and do things so that productivity is improved. See if you can do something like that. Budget and do the expenditure. Don't do the expenditure just like that. Have a plan in paper. See what is going to be your expense in this month or next month, and do only whatever is there in budget. Don't spend too much of things. So cut middlemen if possible. See, going forward, the supply chain for any business is going to change drastically, because we have seen a lot of businesses where there are 5 layers like distributor, C&F, in the middleman, retailer, wholesaler, lot of supply chain people we have seen in the middle. So the person who is manufacturing and the end consumer, there'll be 5 different middlemen in between of them. So going forward, all the middlemen slowly it will be cut, because the people want to reduce their cost and manufacturer wants to reach to the customers directly, even if the quantity is less. So see for your business, where and all, if there are middlemen and if you're paying any commission, try to cut that. So working capital management is very important. It's all about managing your current assets and current liability. See, current asset, we would have seen in our balance sheet. What actually current asset means is whatever is can be converted into money and money within 1 year, less than 1 year. That is called current asset. And whatever can be, whatever outflow is going to happen or whatever is payable less than 1 year is called current liability. So whatever is going to happen or which can be converted into cash within 1 year inflow and outflow, managing that is called working capital management. So two important pillars in working capital management is one, you have to be very strong in receivable collection. Second, you have to be very strong in stock management, because these two are the important pillars where your cash flow can be improved. So these are the few best practices with respect to receivable collection. See, receivable collection is basically you have done a sales on a credit sales. Your customer has to pay you money. That will be sitting in as receivable and collections. The problem here is a lot of them are weak in collection and receiving money. So they don't have a proper structure in place to collect the money and manage their receivables. So I have listed down 10 few best practices. All this, whatever I'm sharing, I've been implementing from long time. Definitely, once you start implementing, you will keep revising a lot of things. There will be failures. There will be a lot of challenges. So we have crossed all that, implemented one by one, and learning is always continuous. You can say best practice, but every month or every 6 months, the practices keeps changing. So new practices comes in. So it is a continuous process. I'm not saying everything has been done. There are a lot of things to be improved also, but based on my clients' interaction, seeing the clients' accounts, a lot of clients where they have grown huge. They have grown from a small SME till a MNC. So we have seen what best practices they have adopted with respect to a lot of processes. And with respect to receivables, I have listed down few best practices. First is have a clear credit policy with respect to your sales. So you should know how much credit has to be given, whom should I give credit, how much should I give credit, when should I give credit. That is very important. You cannot just like this give credit to anyone. You should know when should I give credit. That is important. So have a clear credit policy in place. Second is structure to follow up on receivables to be clear. So structure to follow up on receivable is basically the person who is talking to your customers or collecting the money, he or she should know very clearly when should I follow up for collection, what should I talk to my client, when should I send reminders. So it should be kind of a script where as the owner you need to give a script or a training to your staff who is doing the collection as to what they should talk, because communication is very important. So like a lot of them, what they do is immediately when they call, immediately they start speaking. Sir, your money is pending. Your client may be somewhere, maybe in an emergency or somewhere. So what your staff has to speak should be very clear. There's a lot of communication which has to be in place. So that should be there, and follow-up should be consistency. You would have seen a lot of them, what they do is they follow up only when they need money, or they follow up only 1 week before a salary has to be paid because money is not there in the bank. So you should not be in such a follow-up state. So your follow-up should be consistent. Your client actually should know when he or she will be getting an email for follow-up. If the client starts knowing, okay, you're following up every week, only then the payment will be made. Otherwise, what they will do is they will take you for granted. Okay, anyways, he's not asking me money, I'll pay it later. So now it is even more worse. So have a proper follow-up strategy. The staff should be trained strongly to convert a no into yes. See, this one is very, very important. What we have seen is we would have got a lot of calls from the credit card customer care and see. What we generally do, they call us, we immediately say no, and out of say 100 calls, only one person would have actually tried to continue your conversation. Even if you would have said no, he would have continued, and he could have successfully converted a sale because he has learned the art of converting a no into yes. So as a business owner and as an admin staff, whoever is following up on receivable, they should be strongly trained in converting a no into yes without pressurizing. That's what, again, it's all about how you think, what you should talk. We cannot pressurize our customers to convert or a cold call, something just like that. If they're saying no, at least try to understand why they're saying no, because only then you will be able to correct yourself. So staff should be trained strongly to convert a no into yes. Collect part payment wherever possible, collect advance payment, give cash discount for immediate payments. You would have seen 2% discounts and all. Start tracking your debtors aging, like customers who are not paying, how regular are they regular or not. Stop selling to the client if it's not regular or credit worthy. So incomplete service or unsatisfied customers, you could have seen a lot of times the 10% of our sales will be stuck actually. The customer will not pay. Reason being, there's an incomplete service or unsatisfied customer. Sometimes the full payment also the customer will not pay. The problem is actually not every time with the customer. The problem can be with us also. Because if you see 90% the customers who are not paying, either maybe we would have given an incomplete service or an unsatisfied customer. So that is why if you see a lot of businesses, they take a feedback forms, and the feedback is very, very critical for any business, because only then you can correct yourself. But if you see a lot of them either don't take feedback at all, that is one mistake. Second is they take feedback but they don't act at all, that is also there. Third is they take feedback but they become very aggressive. Okay, how can you say this, that and all? They go into a reactive mode, not they don't respond. So the companies, successful companies, if you see, they actually take all their feedback very, very crucially. They don't want any customer to give a bad feedback. Genuinely they want to feel that, and they actually keep implementing things. That should be the attitude. So see, your receivables are pending because of that. Accounting should be up to date. See, everything said and done, if the accounting is weak, like say only 15 days once your accountant keys in the entries, so you will not have a real-time data as to who is giving money, who is not giving. So it is furthermore important that you keep your accounting real-time. Then and there you have to keep updating your accounts. It's not like you have a consultant 15 days once he puts the entry. See, a lot of them don't have accountant also actually. They put in by themselves. The problem is when the business owners don't have accountant and they want to put entries by themselves, a owner cannot do everything on his own. That is the problem. The owner should focus only on what is his strength and outsource the rest. That's what is actually, you may end up paying a cost. But if you see the bigger picture, you will lose out on so many things if you start focusing that everything I should do. That is very important. Best practices for stock management. See, stock is also one area where a lot of people's money is blocked in stock and it's not converted in cash. So earlier we spoke, right? Money coming in now is 1,000 times better than money coming in tomorrow. So stock is one area where a lot of people, they buy and keep, but they don't sell, or they sell at a very slow speed. So start tracking your stocks in accounts. A lot of them don't bring their stock into Tally at all or any accounting software. So when you don't bring stock inside, in the end, when you do the income tax filing, actually, if you see what gets balanced is the closing stock only. Closing stock, sir, yeda onu podunga. See, the owner will tell the auditor, sir, you put some figure for closing stock, or 90% what I've seen is actually to match the bank loan, the closing stock or receivable will be altered accordingly. So that should be other way around. So start tracking your stock in accounts, have a stock ordering system in place. So because you should know when to order, how much should order, what should I order. You can't just like that keep on ordering stocks and unnecessary block it in your godown. So see, I have seen a lot of companies where they don't have stock at all. What they do is they take order from the customer, show them the catalog with thousands of products. You see, it's not necessary you have to keep lakhs or hundreds of products in your godown or your office. You can have a catalog, or you can show the website and take the order, sir. I have so many stock items, 1,000 different products are there. You can take a order from a catalog. Once the customer applies, you can directly link to the supplier, and the supplier can directly actually transfer it to the customer. So there are so many ways where you can think innovatively, and simple processes are there. You need not even have stock or block your money in the stock. So have such systems in place. Credit policy for purchase, that is also important. So speed of transaction, this is one very, very, very important item in stock, where if you see supermarket generally focus brilliantly on the stock management with respect to speed of transaction. It's basically how fast one item comes in and goes out of your business. So if a stock comes in and goes out, say after 30 days, actually it's poor. If it is able to go out every day or every half a day, brilliant it is actually. See how you can speed up your stock inflow and outflow. So if you take service sector, see generally how I focus is the service inquiry should come. Once the inquiry comes, within 24 hours, try to finish the service and bill the client. That is how I focus on, or anyone for that matter in service should focus on is, once you get a service request, how fast you are able to complete the service, how fast you are able to do a billing, and how fast you are able to do the collection. That is what is very, very critical. See, few service may take 30 days, few service may take 60 days. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about that is, if you get a service request today, see how fast you can complete that service. And once you see, general thumb rule is, if you finish your service fast, you can bill the customer fast. It's very, very simple. If you're able to service fast, you can bill fast. If you bill fast, what will happen? Money will come in very fast. Very simple as that. So a lot of them, what they do is, they're fast in service, they're fast in invoicing, but they're weak in collection. You're gone. Again, a lot of people where they're good in service, but they're slow in invoicing. A lot of them, we have seen that invoice they send only after 1 week. Service would have got completed, but they can invoice only after 1 week. Or few people are even worse, where the client actually calls and tells, sir, you have not sent me the invoice at all. So it should not be like that. It's not that if you have money, you have to be relaxed. Nothing like that. Process should be there. You have money or not. You can build more money only when there is process. Not everything should be manual. That is what is required. So don't keep non-moving stock. This is one more mistake where a lot of people do, where they keep a stock in godown, or they would have bought lot of items, but that model would have expired, or that product itself is of no use actually. What my request is, don't keep that stock. Try to actually liquidate that stock, or maybe you can refurbish or alter something into the stock, or sell it off as soon as possible, because every month you keep the stock, you are actually losing 2%. That is one important point where a lot of them are not aware. See, that is why cash discount 2% they are giving. That is the actual reason. So it's like you're losing 2% interest, bank interest. It's like that, or losing 1% of interest. So the more stock you keep in hand for longer period, you are actually losing every month. Keep that in mind. So next is, do not invest too much of your money into fixed assets. See, as I said, a lot of them buy machinery, they import immediately, or open a new branch, spend interiors for a new shop for say 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. See, now the models at all have totally changed. People are moving into asset light model like Ola, Swiggy, Oyo. See, all these three guys are brilliant because they don't own any fixed assets. They have not blocked the money into huge capital investment. That is what is fixed asset. They are actually built up a technology, and they are doing really great with the technology. So it's not about having hotels. Oyo does not own all the hotels. They have a person who is owning the place. They take it on a lease or a rental basis, then they operate. So see if you can adopt such type of models. Strengthen your internal controls. That is very, very important, because see, on one side we are very fast. A lot of things are keep changing. We are busy. We are going forward. We are going to be more busy. So if everyone is busy, if the controls are not in place, there is high chances of frauds happening. So one side you do everything right, but you don't have internal controls in place, you might lose out again on the money. So have internal controls in place. So this slide will be given to you. I'm not going in detail of what is in, because finance and accounting is it's like an ocean. So I can speak for next 365 days also. It is that deep, because each area is unique. There are so many areas in accounting and finance, but the discussion is only about key areas where one needs to focus on accounting and finance. And this is one of the area where you also should need to focus is preventive controls. Preventive control is basically having a control in place where you can avoid something happening. So if something is going to happen, if you are able to avoid before that, that is what is a preventive control. So a few examples is having a password policy. That is why bank are having a OTP system where fraud should not happen. Access controls are for that. See, if you see MNC's access biometric or access control, it's actually all preventive controls and brilliant controls actually to stop a problem before occurring. A lot of them are in a mode where பிரச்சனை வந்தா பாத்துக்கலாம், பிரச்சனை வரும்போது பாத்துக்கலாம், இல்ல control வச்சுக்கலாம். A lot of people are like that. But if you see, you should not wait for some issue to happen, have controls before happening. So that is what is preventive, detective, and corrective controls. There are three different controls. Priority is preventive controls, because preventive controls, there is no much cost involved. It is all about your thinking. Preventive control is all about your thinking, and it's not just technology. New technology may be adopted, but preventive control is very cost effective. That is what they say, focus on preventive controls. Because if you don't have preventive controls, you may end up losing money or end up spending a lot of money to actually have controls. So we all have heard a lot of time that prevention is better than cure. Actually, this is the reason. Prevention is always better than cure. So this is one bonus slide which I thought I would like to give to all. Only two more slides left. Maybe I'll finish in 5 to maximum 10 minutes maximum. So bonus slide is basically, how do I increase my sale? How do I bring in revenue? See, we have seen a lot of things about how do I reduce my cost? How do I improve my cash flow? But if you don't focus on bringing in sales, it is going to be very, very difficult. So I am also sharing with you as a bonus slide, how do I bring in more sales? See, you may be dealing with your product services. These are the pointers, few points where if you start focusing on this also, you can have multiple sales stream and bring in, in fact, you can double your revenue. See, a lot of them are in a mindset where my sales is lost. This year is gone. I'm totally logged. A lot of them will be in that mindset. But what I'm saying is, see the positive side as to how big is the market, what can be done. So first is service, repairs and maintenance. Say, for example, you're dealing only in products, and if you're not doing any service for your products, it's high time you actually start doing service for your products also. Like you can, it's like a value addition which you can give to your customers. Like a lot of them sell product and immediately also do service also for the same product, something like that. You know, you can build a additional revenue stream through service also. Second is e-commerce. See, next, the world is going to be online for sure. Next, so many years, whatever it is, people who have not come online also, if you take up Zoom, a lot of them, we didn't know what is Zoom, and we've not operated Zoom at all. But aren't we using Zoom now? It's the same thing. So we have not done a lot of things, but we have to start doing a lot of things in order to make our survival. So e-commerce is one place where a lot of e-commerce people will get into online. So they will start selling the products online. Say, for example, you're having your services. It's no more like only people will come to your office and avail. So you will have to start selling a lot of things online, your products, whatever it is, through your website or through Amazon or through Flipkart. You have to start selling on e-commerce. But we all know e-commerce is highly competitive. You cannot enter into e-commerce unless until you're very competitive or cost effective. You have to do a lot of groundwork before you get into e-commerce. So it's not like it's not that easy as we think that okay, let's go e-commerce from tomorrow. It's not like that. Costing should also be matched accordingly. So you have to see, or there should be something unique where no one is selling in online. If you should have something like that. So export is one area. Export market is huge. Export opportunity is huge. Unless until you know the data, you will not be able to export. So for your product, see what is the export market. See which and all countries are actually your product is being exported. See if you can export to those products, export to those countries. Sorry. So catalog is one such. So instead of investing too much on stock, have a catalog, or it's like a brochure in your online brochure, basically catalog. So 5 is lead generation, branding and marketing. See, branding and marketing very important. This is one area, because a lot of them are actually isolating themselves and keeping themselves quiet, trading. ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல, நான் என்னதான் மார்க்கெட் பண்றது, என்னதான் பிராண்டிங் பண்றது. It's not like that. Communication is very important. People want to hear about your business, your brand. Only when you do marketing or branding. See, it's not about spending money. See, a lot of them, what they think is, if I should spend money for branding and marketing. No, actually there are a lot of cost effective ways where without spending any cost, you can do simple branding marketing. It's basically educating customers. It's nothing else. But a lot of people, what they do is they simply put posters in online that please come to me, I'm selling this. People will not come. See, if you're selling, people definitely won't come. Keep that in mind. You should not sell, you have to educate. That is very important, because Everyone else are selling. How different are you? That is what is important. So SOP is something called SOPs, standard operating procedures. So you can improve your speed according and increase your sales. Commission revenue. See, there are a lot of people who have good contacts, but you find out those people where you can take their help and they can refer you and you can give them commission. You can increase your sales. So profit sharing of revenue can be done. So this you can remove that name just for another member of mine. So building strategies like McDonald's. See, McDonald's is a one very good example of building a strategy. Like without any expense, how do I increase my sales? I'll just give a small example. If you would have gone to McDonald's in the billing counter, definitely you would have heard the line that, sir, do you want with cheese or without cheese? Your burger, you want with cheese or without cheese? See, this is a simple strategy that actually the owner has told that just add this one line where their sales revenue has actually gone 30 to 40% extra, because even we would have a lot of time would have said, okay, cheese podunga paravalla. It's because he has asked that one line, with cheese or without cheese, because people are putting things into our mind. So it's all about that. I'm not telling do something which will you can take more money. It's not like that. See if you can add value, or simple few lines can actually bring you more revenue. So see if you can get into subscription model. Franchising is one good model. Innovation is very important, and first mover advantage is very important, because see, now a lot of them are trying to manufacture locally itself instead of importing. So Make in India is going to be huge. So see if you can innovate a lot of new things. Again, everything requires only a mind shift in things. It's not that you have to spend money to do a lot of things like that. So it should be more customer centric. See, we have been saying customer is our king. Actually, it's high time we even more focus on our customers. So decentralizing is one area where you can improve your sales. As I've been saying from a lot of slides, owner should not do everything. Owner only should focus on strategy, business development, news and updates, networking, and everything else should be decentralized, in the sense staff should take care. That is how it should be. And engage your customers more and more. See, this is the golden period where you can talk to your existing customer, connect with your existing customer, because see, a lot of them, what mistake they do is they actually lose out on their existing customer and focus only on new customer. It should not be that way. So this is what it is. And everything said and done, last slide. Financial statements should reflect the true position of your business to make the right decisions. See, your balance sheet, profit and loss should actually reflect the true position of your business in order to make decisions, because problem is profit and loss, it's not the right profit, it's not the right expense what we show, it's not the right sales what we show. The balance sheet, all are adjusted items. If this is the case, we cannot always take decision based on the financial statements. We can only take the decision based on our gut feeling and on our mindset. So what my request is, there should be a stage, maybe 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, where you are able to tell that whatever figures are there in my balance sheet P&L, actually everything is true. Only when you get into that state, you will be able to make right decisions. Otherwise, it's very difficult to make decisions. Imagine you are going in a car and fuel meter is not working at all. Will you know when should I fill the petrol? Can you tell me? No. It's very difficult. So if the speedometer is working only, you can see that needle moving. Okay, when it comes to reserve, I will fill petrol. Same thing, it's for business. Actually, financial statement is like a kind of a speedometer of a car or a bike. So the speedometer should be correct. Only then it will show what is the actual fuel available. So fuel here is basically your cash flow. So it's very as simple as that. So imagine your speedometer is not working. Actually, 90% of the entrepreneur, the speedometer is not working, or they have actually switched it off, because it's all, we go to the auditor, we actually what we say, sir, என்கிட்ட இவ்வளவு காசு இருக்கு, இவ்வளவுதான் டாக்ஸ் கட்ட முடியும், இதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி நீங்க ப்ராஃபிட் காட்டுங்க, சேல்ஸ் காட்டுங்க, செலவு காட்டுங்க. Aren't we telling that? So auditor என்ன பண்ணுவாரு, சரி, auditor can tell you, sir, don't do this, don't do that. It's a problem. You may get into a problem. A lot of them, what they think is, auditor எல்லாம் பார்த்துப்பாரு, அவர் தான் வந்து எந்த பிரச்சனை வந்தாலும் பார்த்துப்பாரு. See, ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் வரைக்கும் தான் அதெல்லாம். Okay, even we have practical difficulties. See, that's why auditors, if you see, நிறைய விஷயத்துல வந்து ஸ்ட்ரெயிட்டா எஸ் எல்லாம் சொல்லவே மாட்டாங்க. ஏன் அப்படின்னா எஸ்ன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டிப்பாங்க. அகைன் டுமாரோ கிளைண்ட் வில் கம் அண்ட் சே சார் நீங்க தான் சொன்னீங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஒன்னும் பிரச்சனை வராது, பிரச்சனை வந்துருச்சு. ஸோ அந்த மோடுக்கே போக வேண்டாம். Have a financial statement to reflect a true position. So it's just a summary. Last slide, I'll just brush up. Act based on the situation. Be very proactive. Strengthen your basics. That is very important with respect to accounting and finance. Focus on cash flow, not more on profitability. You can focus on profitability maybe once things stabilize. See, profit is very, very important because a lot of them actually they run behind sales. They never run behind profit, and they actually don't make money at all. We have got into business to actually make profits and not to make or just survive. So profit is definitely important, but in the short term, focus more on cash flow than on profits. So costing is very critical. Reduce your fixed cost, manage your working capital, follow best practices, increase your sales. Don't think that sales cannot be done at all. Have a asset light model, strengthen your internal controls and processes. Finally, very, very critical, technology and data is the future, which we have been hearing for last 5 to 10 years. So if you're not adopted technology, if you're not taking decisions based on data, actually it is very, very, very difficult to survive going forward. That is very, very clear. We have seen a lot of places. So technology, data, don't lose that focus. That's it. Now, Bharati? I'm not able to hear you, Bharati. I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Bharati.
Fantastic, bro. You did a great session. And also a detailed session, upgrade in technology, bring your 2.0 version, get basics right, balance sheet, new plans, great examples. I think it took a long time for you to prepare this big presentation. And thank you so much for giving in a very simple way for us. And I believe everyone in the room enjoyed your presentation as well. And we just have another 7 to 8 minutes to before that, maybe because the Zoom call will close by the time. If there is any question, please put on the chat box. Is there any question? Very interesting. Thank you, sir. So if there is any valid question, please share. You may be able to answer few. Okay, bro. I'll ask one question.
Yeah.
Maybe like which I asked same with another person. Maybe in the first webinar with Lalit.
Okay.
What is your opinion or what is your advice in terms of creating a BCP, business continuity plan? What kind of factors we should keep in mind before preparing the plan? And at the moment there is a crunch in terms of cash flow as well. There's MSMEs are not getting proper loans, and
Okay.
at this position, how we can prepare a BCP from your perspective?
Okay. See, BCP for a MSME is different. BCP for a multinational is different. So
Okay.
let's not get into a mode of BCP for a MNC. That is totally different because they have a lot of things in place. They have a job description. They have a proper key result area. What is the key result each employee should get? What is the key performance of each employee? And the performance rating is being done every month. So there is whole lot of structures in place with MNCs actually. So with respect to MSME, BCP business continuity plan is basically survival. How should I survive? That is what is actual BCP according to me. Okay. So BCP, if you take right now, is basically how you can survive is one, reducing your cost. That is one. Okay. Yeah. So you have to take measures as to how do I reduce my cost. That is one. Second important critical is how do I increase my sales. That is very, very important. So if you are into wholesale retail and if you are not on online, it's high time actually you get into online, because it's my strong gut feeling that this lockdown may continue till September, based on the data and the facts. Okay. Oh. So if you are living in a hope that okay, again 14 days government has given lockdown. Okay, May 17th, May 18th, it's not like that, because situation is very bad. Virus vaccination is also not in place. So vaccination generally takes 18 months to 24 months actually to find a vaccination. Yeah. So for Corona, they have already started working on vaccination full-fledged. So what they expect is maybe September or December, we may get a vaccination. That is also not clear. So my request is, as of now, business continuity can happen only when there is sales. So if you want to bring in sales, you should have some strategies and build your revenue streams accordingly. So I have given 15 pointers where there are different strategies where you can bring in sales, like e-commerce or export or franchisee or simple. See, sometimes simple branding and marketing can actually bring you sales.
Yeah.
People are not understanding that. That is what. See, I'm not saying people are not understanding. A lot of people are not aware.
Yeah.
Lot of them are in a mode where I have shared one post 2 days back. Lot of them have a Facebook page in their company's Facebook page. But if you see how many of them are active on that company's page, only 10% are active. 90%.
Even not 10%, maybe 5% or 4%. You are right.
Okay. So it's like a year, they would have started 4 years back, if you see. After that, there is no post about their business at all. இது எப்படின்னா மூஞ்சி இருக்கு ஆனா மூடி இருக்கு. So அது எப்படி சொல்லுங்க? See, you should show your face. You should educate customers. What is your company? What does it do? Why should I come to you? How you are better than others? Why should I buy your product or service? See, you have to educate that first. இது எதையுமே சொல்லாம this is my product, buy from me அப்படின்னா யார் வாங்குவாங்க?
True.
See, மூஞ்சி நல்லா இருக்கலாங்க, but there are a lot of other things also, right?
True. You need to educate the people as well.
Yeah, so see, lot of them may say Facebook la waste, Instagram la waste. அப்படிலாம் இல்ல. You look out the facts. Facebookல எவ்வளவு crores of business மக்கள் பண்றாங்க பாருங்க. Instagramல எங்கேயோ போகுது. So people in the age of 18 to 35 all are on Instagram actually. So people who are into FMCG, people who are into consumer goods, people a lot of like ladies items, gents apparels, textile, lot of them are being sold on Instagram itself. See, அது கூட விட்டுருங்க. WhatsAppல எவ்வளவு crores of business மக்கள் பண்றாங்க தெரியுமா? Just by WhatsApp. Ladies வந்து I've seen so many ladies have a lot of clients where WhatsAppல they are doing business having 10 groups, 20 groups. Simple. So what I'm trying to say is, first your product and service should be brilliant. That is what is the first criteria. See, நீங்க என்ன வேணா பண்ணுங்க, product and service weak இருந்ததுன்னா your marketing, your branding may not give result at all. That is why a lot of people we have seen, sir 6 மாசம் digital marketing பண்ண ரிசல்ட்டே வரல. Actually இது வந்து டிஜிட்டல் மார்க்கெட்டிங்கோட ஃபால்ட் இல்ல, கம்பெனியோட ஃபால்ட் இல்ல. இது வந்து there may be our fault also. Our service may be weak, our communication may be weak, our product may be weak, our process may be weak. See, நிறைய லீடு வருது, பட் ஆனா சர்வீஸ் பண்ணும்போது நம்மளால சர்வீஸே பண்ண முடியலன்னா வேஸ்ட் இல்லையா?
True.
So இது வந்து it's 50-50. Digital marketing company should know how to market. The owner also should be supportive and have proper systems in place and proper product in place. Only then, see, இது ரெண்டு இது it's like கை தட்டினா தான் வந்து நமக்கு நிறைய விஷயம் நடக்கும். ஸோ நம்ம என்னன்னா ஒரு கையில வச்சு தட்டிட்டு இருக்கோம், 2 கையும் கரெக்டா தட்டினா தான் வந்து சவுண்ட் வரும். அந்த மாதிரி.
True. Yeah, bro, we have another 4 to 5 minutes. I have another question, bro.
Okay.
Maybe a vague question, just looking for your answer.
Okay.
Like a tips as a CA, what do you say? Because even in my personal life or even many SMEs, they were able to make at least 10% or 20% of the profit.
Okay.
But most of us really don't know the possibilities of multiplying or where we have to invest the money and create a system and take back returns. So do you have any kind of a tips where we can invest? Because it is a vague plan. We really don't know whether to invest in gold or whatever. Maybe is there any kind of an idea, with new tips you can give it to us?
Okay. See, again, this tips actually varies from individual to individual, because your mindset is different, my mindset is different. Your risk appetite or the willingness to take risk is different. My risk appetite is different. You are ready to take a risk, I am not ready to take risk. So it all depends on, first of all, what is your risk level? That is first important thing. Second important thing, how do you see investment and savings? Actually, for you, investment savings may be very important. So you will actually take proper decisions. For me, example, I'm just telling example. For me, investment savings, I have never thought of, actually, never thought about. I always think that investment savings should be always done in the end only if money is left. So it is actually your thought process also. My suggestion is basically, if you take a company, at least 3 months to 6 months of your fixed cost. Generally, companies save actually putting in a fixed deposit or something, because imagine you would have deposited your 6 months fixed cost in a fixed deposit. Would it have been useful now? Correct, right? Yeah, the same thing. Going forward, what is my suggestion is basically, one is you need to focus on all the process together, how to improve your sales, how to reduce your cost, focus on profitability also, because only if you focus on profitability and make a plan, you will have surplus, correct?
Yeah.
So only when you have surplus, you can actually invest outside. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lot of them, what they do is, whatever is the surplus, they keep investing in their business again every year. So my request is at least 5 to 10% of your profit, you have to actually park it in a safe funds.
Yeah.
So as of now, if you see next 6 months, 1 year, according to me, equity is risky. Not everyone will actually should invest in equity. Only people who have been doing it for long time, only they actually should focus on equity, and through a proper advisor.
Yeah, bro.
So
finally, we have just 2 minutes time, bro.
Okay.
You can address one question.
Yeah.
Tax planning advice for this quarter or year in your capacity as a CA. If our firm or company is temporarily shut down occasionally or due to unexpected crisis like the corona pandemic, how can we pay taxes on time? How about the taxes? Yeah.
Okay. See,
just 2 minutes we have, bro.
Okay, sure, brother. See, there is something called advance tax. First, people should know what is advance tax. So, a lot of them think that only when I file IT, I should pay tax. It's not like that. You have to pay every quarter your tax. So, if you are a person who you would have paid advance tax every quarter, you will be actually very safe now. Lot of them have not paid tax for last 1 year. Like every quarter, you should have now paid actually 4 installments of advance tax for your company if your tax payable is more than 10,000. If you have not paid that, okay, you have a crunch. It's not a problem. Now you have to first calculate how much is the tax to be payable. Okay, government is not saying you pay the tax right now. Okay, the due date is actually for private limited it is September, and for others it is July. So now the due dates will definitely change according to me. It will no more be July, which is another 2 months, 1 month. So they may extend till September or December. So you will have time for next 3 months, 6 months. So at least plan in next 6 months, how do I generate my tax in such a way that I'm able to pay my tax. That is my thing.
Oh, perfect, bro. So I think so. We've come to the end of the session. We just have another 1 minute before the Zoom call closes. And thank you so much. Today we got about 60 plus participants. And I hope everyone has got more information today. And I thank you, Amrith bro, for taking a wonderful session. And soon we'll have more session with Beachange. And friends, next week we have another session by Mr. Coach Jacob Matthew from New Zealand, and he'll be talking so much about like I'll share the topics later, and it is confirmed. We are having on next Saturday, on 9th of May. So thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
And if you have any queries, I've shared my email address info@beachange.in. Please feel free to share your questions, and we are happy to answer your question. And also, I'll put forward to the proper speaker and get the answers done from them. And one more thing I missed out. The next webinar we are associating with Perry Education. It is Perry Engineering College for a webinar. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.